We're on a cul-de-sac right now of 37th Drive, and we got one of the most prestigious university on God's green earth. Right across the street, man.
Imagine struggling, eating beans and hot dogs every day. 6 houses from here. 6 houses from here, where I grew up, and hopping the gates and being able to see people who have plenty. It was total contrast. As a kid, you understand it, that they put you in a place. And it starts off racial initially, but then it goes to classism. And that's essentially what it really is. But we used to be in there stealing the maintenance carts, old gray head, the head USC patrol going to my grandma's house and all that, you know, going to the underground arcades. Like, this is my community, going to the Rose Garden, the museum, exposition pool. Like, yeah, man, it was a different world from those that's living right in these cottages. Those dorms right there weren't there at first. It was dorms more in. That was a parking lot and a basketball court. We go right there and go play basketball since I was young. Hop the gate. Oh, we going right here, or then we'll go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? Stealing USC student bags with the, you know what I'm saying? We were some bad little kids, man, you know?
Now, when I went to this school in the 90s, that dorm you just pointed to, I don't know if you know the name of that dorm, but it's called Parkside. But the students, the white students, had a nickname for it.
What they called it?
They called it Dark Side, because that's the side where the black residents live.
Right.
So, and no one wanted to live in dark side apartments.
Right.
So
that was like the ghetto part of
it was not only was it the ghetto part because it's on the Vermont side of campus, but the original Parkside apartments were old and they were rat infested. That's why they tore it down and they got this new one finally. But I noticed the racial divide while I was a student there, and I'm like, yo, y'all calling that dark side? Like, I'm from over there.
Right.
Y'all don't realize you talking to someone that grew up on that side of Vermont. So I found that interesting that the white students, they knew that this was the black population over here.
Is that TJ?
And they nicknamed.
Yeah, that's lover boy TJ. Shout out to homie. OHB, C Breezy, what up? It's one of the artists I also co-manage.
Okay.
From New York, out of Chris Brown crew.
But also.
There you go.
All right. I don't want to lose the momentum of this interview though. We got some good shit, because do you know about the houses that used to be on the other side of Vermont that USC bought and all tore down? It was all community, even into the other side of Vermont, going to McClintock. Right.
Where, right before the village had started, before they tore down the USC village.
I mean, they tore down hundreds of houses in the 60s and 70s.
Right.
So Fruit Town might have been a bigger community if it wasn't for USC.
It definitely would have been, because we frequented that, even got into it with oppositions going up there. I used to patrol. That's where I get my red flag from. At that time, every morning I'm going to Newberry's to steal me a red flag. That's the red flag that I'm going to be using that day.
Okay, so I want to talk about the whole Keyshawn Johnson incident that happened in the projects. Before we head over there, briefly tell me about the projects right there on the corner of Vermont and Expo.
That's the University Gardens going up.
I'm sorry, Vermont and Jefferson.
Jefferson and Catalina to 35th and Catalina to a cul-de-sac that's just like this. Yeah, man, the Key born and raised on 37 Place. He lived with the Miller family. That's why him and Chris Miller are said to be cousins. He wasn't a hardcore gangbanger, but he done fought and jumped on some dudes. So when I see Key where he at today, it's like splendid. But at this specific time, he was in the hood, and the USC Gardens signing autographs to the kids in the project. This was lower income at that time, right? My Big Nino and them paid $1 per month rent. You know what I'm saying? So he over there, he's signing autographs. LAPD come out, crash unit come out, and they like, hey, look, you got all these gangbangers also out here, this and that. You got your Range Rover with the doors open and the loud music. You're trespassing. He said, how am I trespassing? And this is my community. If I don't come back, I'm a sellout. If I show these kids that they ain't gotta sell drugs, that you ain't gotta gangbang, that you can change your family's life and the quality of life of your family, y'all gotta take me to jail. And he stood on that. So that really gives you indication and very indicative of who Keyshawn Johnson really was, man.
All right. So let's go head over to that side real quick.
All right.
All right.